session 4 of the Holy Spirit Stays. And yesterday we were seeing how the Holy Spirit gives anybody a new boldness, and it changes people's hearts. In fact, it changes their character. Galatians 5, Paul is contrasting a life lived in a godless human nature and a life lived in the power of the Holy Spirit. In verse 19 he says this of a godless human nature: it acts out in sexual immorality, impurity and debauchery, idolatry and witchcraft, hatred, discord, jealousy, fits of rage, selfish ambition, dissensions, factions, envy, drunkenness, orgies, and the like. We can see that at work in the society around us. But it's contrasted with what he calls the fruit of the Spirit, which is love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, self-control. If the Holy Spirit is at work within us, then these traits, these character traits, should be growing within us, because they're all the characteristics of God. And the Holy Spirit, of course, is Jesus living within us, so it makes sense that these characteristics should be what are developing within us. Of course, like physical fruit, they take time to ripen and to mature. 2 Corinthians 3:18, Paul puts it like this: "And we all, who with unveiled faces contemplate the Lord's glory, are being transformed into his image with ever-increasing glory, which comes from the Lord, who is the Spirit." We should be being transformed. It's a process, and it happens in ever-increasing steps. Now, the Holy Spirit is the Holy Spirit. So when he comes to live within us, he wants to get rid of the things that are not godly. And so he works this process gently within us. He'll prompt us, and again he prompts in love, about something that we may have done that's wrong, or some attitude that we're holding that is not very godly. He doesn't accuse, but he does give us that conviction that whatever it is, it's wrong. And so he calls us to confess that, not so we can get a black mark against our name, but so that we can get rid of it. Now, God knows all the wrong things we've done, so when we confess something, it's not going to be any surprise to him. But in fact, it will be a joy to him. Because when we genuinely confess something and we say we never want to do that again, we don't want to hold that same attitude again, Jesus takes it from us and he says, "That's done. It was paid for on the cross. You're now free." Of course, we have to be willing to recognise the wrong thing that the Holy Spirit's showing us. We shouldn't try to make excuses to why we said that or did that. And if we're willing to do that, not only is the weight of guilt lifted from us, but the Holy Spirit can change the way in which we've been thinking or change the way we've been behaving. Now, it's a lifelong process of developing God's fruit in our lives. Love is the love that God has shown us, shown by Jesus willing to go to the cross. Joy, not necessarily jumping up and down. Joy is that quiet contentment of knowing Jesus. Peace is the ability to be calm and peaceful, knowing the goodness of God no matter what's happening around us. Patience, our ability to love others no matter how cranky they are. Kindness, the attitude of treating others the way we would like to be treated. Goodness, wanting only the best for other people. Faithfulness, believing the promises of God and living by them. Gentleness, that lovely characteristic that treats other people with respect and care. And self-control, well, that's being able to swallow when you'd much rather spit. The Holy Spirit comes to change us from the inside out.